Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. Punk. We're here to celebrate how these colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a little kid again. Leave me alone. I said a word funny.
Words are hard.
I know.
They are.
Hey, if this is your first time checking us out, hey, thank you so much. That's awesome. I'm glad you have good taste. Please stay till the end.
We can't categorically say if someone has good taste or not, and I do not think that listening to this podcast is any kind of metric for that.
I disagree.
A downer already.
But you'll learn soon enough that we are by far no toy experts, except for Corey, who claims he is somehow.
I claim you are.
Nope. We're just toy enthusiasts. We just love talking toys. We're going to probably screw things up. It's bound to happen.
I'm uncomfortable, sorry.
You're making us uncomfortable. So let's introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. On lead vocals and rhythm guitar, he's our real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
I talk a little bit of TV. And now the news. Don't touch that dial. Ren's been watching Transformers again a lot.
Yay.
So, ba weep, grana weep, nitty bong, everybody.
I know I like that kid.
Yeah, he's all right.
On vocals and lead guitar, and a true master of the universe, it's the quiet one, Elgin Arney.
I have the power.
He does.
To make everyone uncomfortable.
And if you're
Why not?
and if you're watching the video, you will see what that meant. Okay.
Yes.
Up next, on the bass guitar, he's more than meets the eye. He's our Transformers guy.
He's distracted by a toy right now.
It's
a
Spoody!
Hey.
Yes. As you will always see. And on drums, it's me. I'm Jason, and I'm here to talk about my love of Transformers and all things awesome. We have a very historical topic today. We're going to talk about how vintage toys have found their way into pop culture. Pop culture. All those fun little cameos and maybe some prominent appearances. This all really became today's topic because of that crazy fun Super Bowl ad. It's kind of its fault. I'm sure you've all seen it and we're blown away. Like, I know that Elgin and I were racing to our messenger at the same time. I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
The feed I was watching was about 15 seconds behind yours, so you spoiled it.
Spoiled it? Good.
You're welcome.
That's on you.
Still have no idea what you're talking about.
There was a commercial on the Super Bowl.
Oh.
We're also going to
I
visit.
slept through the entire thing. So.
We're also going to visit a toy store from Nashville, Tennessee.
Music City.
Yeehaw! And we're gonna.
Is that? I think they do that there.
Is that what they do?
I don't know.
I don't think that.
Oh, sorry.
Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and now Patreon at Cracktastic Plastic.
That's a lot of things.
It is.
That's a pretty big commitment.
I know, but you can find all of those links and things at cracktasticplastic.com. That's our website.
That's less commitment.
It is. You just got to remember the one thing. But while you're there, definitely check out our new Patreon page. We're just, if you like what we're doing and you want to support us in any way, you can give any amount of money you want. There's some perks on there that are pretty fun. We got our biggest tier right now is really fun. We have one guy in there and we're torturing him. The perk is you get to be in a messenger thread with exclusive thread with just the four of us and whoever's in this tier. And the first patron that we have is in there, and I feel like he gets tortured a lot.
Are we going to say his name out loud or no?
Yeah,
we should give him. He is.
Oh, no shout out. No shout out. I was going to give it. Elgin took it away. Remember that?
I think you're supposed to shout out your Patreon supporters.
Yeah, that's right. You are. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They do that on.
Or at least mention them.
Chuck Norris.
Thanks, Chuck.
Or Tony Miller. Thanks,
go.
buddy.
That guy.
Of
The
Chuck Norris.
Brett and Tony with Ash and Abe podcast.
there we go.
Yeah.
Also on the PFPN. Tony's awesome, and
Thanks, Anthony.
he's like
Any glutton for punishment.
he's like that podcast version of Corey. You know, just way too mouthy and a wild card, and you just never know
That's
what's
true.
gonna happen. Yeah. But Tony's
I
awesome.
don't
That's
think I ever say anything inappropriate.
okay, but that's one of the perks that you get on our Patreon. It's pretty cool.
It's just Tony and Corey playing gay chicken the
Pretty
whole
much,
time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had something else gay to talk about tonight, but go on.
So while you're surfing those interwebs, be sure to stop by our sponsor, toyhacks.com. For all your repro label needs, it makes lots of good stickers to put on your toys. It's pretty amazing. They also have an armory where you can get some toy-accurate 3D printed weaponry, and there's cool backdrops, and there's a lot, and you can get really cool stuff on there. So be sure to check out toyhacks.com.
Oh
I
my
get so
God,
excited.
I
I don't know.
Bunk.
Okay. But right now, it's that time. Let's talk about what toys we picked up lately in a segment we call Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, let's get into it. I know Corey's got this really super awesome thing he loves so much and so proud of, and just can't wait to show it off. What do you got, Corey?
Look at this stupid fucking thing.
I love it. Let's show the
What is
camera.
the fucking point of that? I only bought it because why? Like, why?
Because why?
Why is there a
you
moon
have to
pie
buy
pop? I had to have it because it's so fucking ridiculous. I got it at Walmart and it was on clearance. I don't remember how much.
It's a Walmart exclusive.
It is
You
a
bought-
Walmart exclusive,
Whoa,
and it was
exclusive.
like for like a week it sat at like a $40 value, and now it's like $7.
I just love that 25% of your pops
Oh, and Elgin's opening it.
is the. See, that's just what he's gonna bite it. I already know what's happening.
I hadn't opened that.
You're
Well,
welcome. You're
we'll
welcome.
tell you that there's no tape, so you're not.
Yeah,
I know.
there's
You're-
nothing.
He just bent the flap a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're welcome.
What a flat bender.
Oh, it looks delicious.
You should. You know what? Teeth marks
What's
that
it taste
aren't
like?
already there would be. Yeah, no, like that thing, like I'm just like, man, this thing's fucking dumb. Like, and they're gross. Like moon pies are
I've
disgusting.
never actually
You
had a moon
don't
pie.
like moon pies?
God, no, they're
Oh,
disgusting.
they're yummy.
Like,
The banana moon pie is far superior.
It's both. Look at that cute little thing.
nasty. No, they're so fucking dumb.
But he's giving you a thumbs up.
I just
got a
love
head
that you were
injury.
compelled to buy a pop, and
I'm
so
not
great.
gonna pass them around, but I also completed the Harry Potter Moments books line, the Lego, I should say. They're pretty
take
cool.
one.
They fold into books, and all the little pieces fold into it. But like you can see, there's like a little
That's cool.
like this is part of the herbology set, and it's like a pumpkin patch thing. And they all have like these cool little bits and bobs. Yeah, there's a herbology set. There's the transfiguration charms and potions sets, and they all come with minifigures, and like they're all like representative of a particular house, and they're pretty cool. I got 3 of them on clearance at Walmart, and then I panic bought one from Target.com because it's been discontinued. It's like
Oh yeah.
one of the 4 sets they discontinued for some reason. So I was like, oh shit. And like you can't touch them anymore. They're like $40 or $50 everywhere. Oh, good. Target still has them in stock for retail. So I
Sweet.
ordered one from Target. I bought a bunch of shit.
yeah.
Let's see. This is the stuff that Elgin got me for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
There's this G.I. Joe guy. And
Oh, he's cool.
yeah, it's a keychain.
I found out the corner collectibles store.
Yeah.
Just hanging
And
out.
it's pretty rad. It's just like it's a cool little representation 3 3/4 O-ring version of like the vintage
Yeah.
like 60s, and then this really bitchin' comic omnibus.
By Larry.
Yeah, Larry Hama art,
yeah.
and
I thought it was Larry Omnibus.
Larry Omnibus. That's his middle name.
and then I got a bunch of these when Jason and I were toy hunting the other day. Like all these little
How fun was that?
junk, like super shitty construction sets. They're made by Forever Clever. Yeah, Forever Clever.
Where'd you buy them at?
I bought
you
them at. I found some of them at Tuesday Mornings and some of them at Five Below.
Okay.
And there are only 10 in the line,
10 sets. Okay.
and I have 8 of them, which I didn't realize that I had that many.
I want all of them.
This artwork is killer.
Then that's
The
that's the
artwork.
only reason to buy them, because the artwork looks so freaking good. Yeah, I'm missing. The only ones I'm missing are the Ninja Commando kit and
Service patrol.
the Hiss
Surveillance.
tank.
Oh.
His tank in my hand? That's so
Oh.
funny you said that.
Surveillance
Yeah.
patrol. Do you have that one somewhere?
Oh no, I have the Hiss tank. The Rattler. No, wait, do I have the Rattler? I know there's 2 of them I'm missing.
Is the surveillance
Ninja
patrol? Do you have that
Commando?
one?
You don't have the
I
Ninja
have that
Speed
one.
Do you?
Cycle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have the Ninja Cycle. It's right
Do you
here.
have the Ninja Commando
I don't have that one, and
or the Snowcat?
I don't. If
In my
nobody's, oh yeah, he's got the
He's
Snowcat
got-
in
yeah,
his hand.
over
I
here.
think it's the Rattler that I don't have.
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
the Ninja
many.
Commando and the Rattler. Hey, we figured it out. Yeah, I got them at Five Below and at Tuesday Mornings. And these sets, like, I don't know,
Cool.
they're cheap enough to buy them for the art, you know, and scalpers are getting stupid with them at toy shows. Like they're
Yeah.
trying to get like $20-$30 out of these
What?
sets that cost $10 and below.
Jeez.
Like $10 is the most expensive one.
And they can get away with it because that art is
Kind
big.
of
Yeah, and
surprised
they're
you didn't
kinda-
get 2 of them.
They're kind of hard to find.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have 2 of each of them. Like
well.
I took all their stock.
you just clean them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Do you say there were missing pieces on some of them?
yeah. So I opened up the one that you asked me about. It's got the Awe Striker on the front of it, but they don't call the set that.
Sure.
And I started putting it together. I got to step 2, and it was missing pieces.
Jeez.
And so it comes with a drone. I was like, well, this is stupid. I'll put the drone together. And I got to step 3 on the drone, and it was missing piece.
Oh.
Like the major long piece for the wings in the middle was not there.
That's bad.
So, but like I've heard that from so many people. Like they open these sets and there's just missing so much stuff. And all right, so they're cheap and there's literally no quality control whatsoever. And I had the little ferret, the little 4-wheeler thing, and I put that one together, and it had all of its pieces, but it was falling apart. So I super glued the whole thing together.
As you do.
And then the last thing I picked up was I found this lot on Mercari.
Oh,
Ooh. Is that vintage?
yeah.
And these guys, this is all. So like, I brought some of these on before. I picked up at Corner Collectibles, but I got a lot of 7 of these Star Force figures, which I think these Star Force figures are all Lanyard core figures, and I think they look cool as hell. To me they're the best. They're the best in the Lanyard core line, the Star Force ones. They just look really cool. And I found this set on Mercari, and I think I offered him with all 7 figures in the helicopter, and they came with backpacks and some guns and stuff too, which I didn't bring. I think I offered him like $30 for all of it, and he took it.
So is this complete?
No, it's missing some missiles, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Canopy.
But
maybe?
at all the
Or no?
figures?
No.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, all the figures in the helicopter, and they came with backpacks and
Those
a
are
few
clean and
guns.
good shape too.
Yeah, they
These
are.
are O-ring.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, all the parts like will interchange with GI Joes.
Awesome.
Something I thought was kind of funny about these was that like some of these their heads are actually molded to the body instead of like
Oh yeah.
yeah, this
Oh, yeah,
guy's
this one-
head is
this one
separate,
too.
but yeah,
It's
there's
not
a
a
couple of
helmet.
them that it's not a
It's
helmet,
just
it's
a whole
actually
piece.
molded to it.
Huh. Cool.
Yeah, that was a Mercari find, and
Heck yeah.
yeah, they were pretty cheap. So this makes I probably won't buy any more because I have 10 of them now because I had 3 others from before that I got at Corner Collectibles. And I feel like 10 of those things is enough. They'll look cool on the shelf. And then this is my hunting through my own stuff that I forgot about or whatever.
Yep.
And realizing that so this is Frostbite. He's the driver of the Snowcat.
Clearly.
And I'm like digging through my stuff and realize I have 4 of this guy. Like, why do I need 4 of them? It's a specific character. So this one I kit bashed with like the arms and legs are from a Lantern figure, a core figure. And then these guys, I just decided I repainted his head and stuck a different head on him from this is Wild Card. That's his head. He's the Mean Dog driver, and then Crazy Legs. But I was like, all right, well, I'll just make an Arctic, like a winter team, and so I just stuck different heads on them. But yeah, I didn't realize I had 4, and I have a bag of parts at home that has like another torso and head and legs and waist, arms and waist for him. So if I wanted to hunt down another set of legs, I could build another.
Wow,
That's cool.
So yeah, and then I have a couple of other like different characters. So I've got like 6 figures that are just like a winter team kind of, and yeah, I don't know, it was fun. It took me I spent like an hour the other night taking figures apart trying to find like a head, like an extra head that would actually fit in here. Because like most of the heads, they wouldn't, like the ball on the head was a little too, or the ball on the neck was a little too big, and I couldn't get it to quite fit closed. So this was my beater, Crazy Legs, and his helmet or his paint was junk, and his crotch was broken, and he was all loose and shitty. But so yeah, I just repainted his head from red to black, and yeah,
it's awesome. Make
yeah,
your
I
own
got a
team.
little winter team. Anyway, I've taken up far too much time of these.
No, that's a heck of a haul
a
you
lot,
got
yeah.
there. That's like Elgin level stuff there.
So yeah, that's me,
You
and
should
I'll
bring
have
some more
nothing
stuff.
for next time.
I brought more stuff. I didn't.
Oh, and then Elgin also got me
Oh, yeah,
this
that-
His 3, which everybody has seen a million times. But yeah, he found that for
But
me
it's
on
clearance time
Yeah,
at
it's
Walmart.
on-
It was $9. Keep your eye out though, because they are seeing these things drop all the way down to $3.
Oh, my God.
And
I would imagine if they were still there at Walmart, they would have dropped again.
yeah.
But they were scooped
So-
up immediately.
When Elgin or when Jason and I were in Coralville the other day, they had 4 of them on the clearance shelf at the Walmart there, but they were still like 17 something. So I've got my nephew that lives there stopping, and he works at Best Buy across the street. So I've got him stopping by there every few days to check and see if they've bottomed out at all. And I'm gonna tell him like if they get below $10, just buy them all, because Spooty needs one too. And so
We
anyway,
all need one. Yeah.
I almost bought one to put for Final Faction stuff.
well, like I found this really bitchin' thing on Mercari that's an upgrade for the his tank for the turret. And I'm gonna pull it up here on my phone real quick and show it to you because it looks really freaking cool, and it's kind of expensive, but it's also like here. Check that out. It's like a new like missile launcher set that someone 3D printed for the his tanks, and it looks cool as shit.
Wow, that's cool.
Stick it on the video there.
Oh.
Yeah, and like so it's kind of an expensive upgrade, but it's also like
That's really cool.
really cool. So I'm thinking hard about ordering one, because now like this makes like 6 or 8 his tanks that I have.
For the army.
I think this makes
Yeah.
8 his tanks that
For
I
the
have.
infantry.
So if my wife is listening, she now knows how many his tanks I have. But
She's not.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean these things look like really freaking cool, and like there's a white version too in case you decide to do like an Arctic hiss.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And
That's cool.
yeah, like it just yeah, they're awesome. So I'll be
You'll be getting-
busting out some money for one of those at some point.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
anyway,
All right, Elgin.
moving on.
I got some pops.
Yay.
Here. I got Snake. These are all Christmas pops. That's how long I've been holding on to them. And
Yeah.
I've already posted all this stuff on our Instagram page and stuff, Facebook. This is Snake Man at Arms.
Oh, I get it.
A specialty. They actually, this
Yeah.
kind of happened in the cartoon, maybe like
Oh, really?
2000X. Yeah,
Oh.
he got turned into
Oh.
a Snakeman.
I'm gonna have to watch that
Oh,
cartoon
that's what
sometime.
you want. We can open them up.
Hey,
or
let's
whatever.
put Moon Pie back.
Yeah, put Moon Pie. But yeah, he looked just really funky looking. So I had it on my Amazon. I think these are all on my
Yeah,
Amazon list. And
So cool.
people got them for me for Christmas. I got King Hiss 2020 Fall Convention Limited Edition.
So
If that even matters.
this looks like there's that part of the in the G.I. Joe movie
Oh.
Cobra Commander gets gassed and like turns into a snake. This looks like that. This
Yeah,
looks
a
like
little
the
bit,
Once
yeah.
a Man Cobra Commander. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They did a classics version of this.
Yeah.
Snake Man at Arms. So like a classic figure.
So maybe you need to get one of these and then
Maybe
paint
I-
it like Cobra Commander.
I think you have
rebody
to
him
get
with
them
a-
on Amazon. I think that's
Like,
where all
I
these
could
are.
rebody him with Cobra Commander's
Exactly.
body though, and do like
Perfect.
a man. That's a good idea.
Do
you
it.
guys are smart.
So I assume he's a bad guy.
Yes. He turns
And
evil.
then I assume he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
All
so
snake.
King Hiss is basically another part of the evil, warriors that are gonna fight He-Man. So he's been sent back. He was like dismissed from Eternia a long time ago, and then they kind of brought him back and wanted the through a portal. But
But we're not experts.
yeah,
Now I'm like, it's the hierarchy
Yeah.
of rule.
when
on the bad
so when
guys.
the Eternian towers were formed in pre-Eternia. So you have a Grayskull tower, you have a
Lantern.
Snake tower, and then you have like a Snake Mountain tower, like Skeletor's tower. So you have all three of them together. And then when Eternia left, then you had, present day Eternia, I guess, and the Snake Men had been banished by King Grayskull. So that.
But
he
so there
comes-
was
he
an
comes
actual
back.
King Grayskull.
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
That.
But he comes back and through Snake Mountain, because Snake Mountain was actually his. When he got banished, then Skeletor took it over. So there's like a pool that he like emerges from in one of the mini comics. Anyway, so this is King Hiss. I have this as a vintage figure that I won at an auction for like $2 or what is like
Heck
$5
yeah.
or whatever for when
Yeah.
you do the send your name in, they draw it, which is cool.
I wonder if you could repaint him as Serpentor.
Yeah, maybe. Or Green Lantern.
Okay.
And this is a glow in the dark He-Man.
Ooh.
Special
glowy.
edition. His sword and chest harness thing glows, I believe. There's pictures of it on Instagram somewhere. Scroll down.
So can you take the heads off of these things or no? Like, do they
well,
pop off or not really?
Can.
I have one that the head just pops off for some reason. I don't know if it's a quality issue.
I was just wondering if they popped off
If-
easily, then
If
we
they
could
turn, you can pop them off. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I was just
Were you trying
thinking
to pop
about.
their head off? So you
No,
can
I
put
was just
something
thinking
different
about
on?
doing the Cobra Commander once a man thing for like a photo or something. If their heads came off easily, we
Sure.
could just combine the two.
I'm
But
trying to remember which one I have that is that one I got at GameStop.
That's a lot.
Snake Face. That's what it was. His head pops off for some reason. It just comes off. You just put it back on. Then I got this pin. It's a Funko Pop pin.
Super cool.
Of Skeletor, and his eyes glow in the dark. So there's pictures of this on our Instagram page as well. I haven't opened it out of the box yet.
red.
They don't glow red. They just
Well,
kind of glow.
so they are red.
They're red, but they
Oh, there are.
just
4 of
glow.
them.
Yeah, there's Evil and She-Ra.
you gonna get all of them, or do you really care?
If they're
No,
at Walmart.
I mean if they're available for cheap, probably. I doubt it. I mean, none of the other ones glow in the dark, which is really.
And they don't look as good. Like
Yeah,
this one looks the
Skeletor's-
best.
He-Man
out of
looks
all of them.
terrible. In
What?
that.
Corey,
What?
wasn't Elgin just like, I'm only getting vintage. I'm not buying.
Oh yeah.
I'm not
I
getting
think I remember
minis.
that.
I'm not getting
Yeah,
not.
I got
vintage.
these as a Christmas present,
Oh,
so I didn't.
okay.
I technically buy
Alright.
them.
I mean, Evil Lynn doesn't look bad.
No,
Yeah.
but
The other two kind of. He-Man looks dumb.
He looks awful. He-Man looks freaking awful. That's what he looks like, people. This guy, yeah, terrible.
Terrible.
And I did get this new book at Barnes & Noble when I was up in Cedar Rapids for our live podcast called The Master of the Universe book. The Epic History of He-Man, She-Ra, and the Master of the Universe.
nice.
Fairly new book that's out now. It kind of goes through the entire history of like not only toys, but the cartoon, the movie, and up until present day. So
It's like a full version of the Toys That Made Us episode.
yeah,
with
it's
all the
it's like a
information plus
a
everything.
book version of that
Yeah.
with lots of good pictures and
That's
and
cool.
yeah, it's just kind of a. They only had one at Barnes. Like I had to ask the guy at the front.
Oh.
I was like, "Do you have this book?" They're like, well, we only have one. So I'm like racing to the back to find it. It was there. So picked it up. And they have
That's
all.
awesome.
Not as exhaustive and extensive
No,
as your
it's
other He-Man
it's more
book,
of
but it's.
a history
Timeline history.
book.
Did you end up getting? You ended up getting your other one signed, right?
Heck yeah, I did. Check our
Pixel Dan.
Instagram page for that picture posting and of all that stuff.
Man, the Sorceress was so hot.
Pixel Dan was super nice.
He
super
was awesome. He was great
awesome.
to talk to and meet and everything.
My 10-year-old self is looking at this, like thinking, which one of these would I cut out and hang on my wall?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I have a knife or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
it's a
cool.
really cool book. It has a
Oh,
lot
wow.
of vintage stuff and just kind of crazy. It's a good history thing of it. So
Spoody, this is a book.
I'm the one who doesn't like to read.
I know.
There's pictures.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's even little coloring
pop up.
areas. in
It's
the
a pop up book, and then you can make his legs move. But I haven't really gone through it, like read through it yet. But I just kind of like what
There's a lot
Josh
of
is
cool
doing
stuff
and
in
just
there.
flipping through it. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff in it. But
I like how they have some of the sketches like
yeah.
before they actually made the characters. And
Yeah,
stuff,
they have
too.
a lot of Mark Taylors who
Hmm.
designed a lot of the stuff. He passed away last year. A lot of his sketches of what they were gonna be when they asked him to, basically just take Conan and turn it into He-Man. So
It's just something watchable.
yeah, that's all I got.
All right, Spooty, what you got?
I got stuff. I got this. What fucking series?
Is that the
Studio
coffee table one?
series.
The what?
Studio series.
Studio series. Oh yeah, just studio series.
Bumblebee movie.
Bumblebee movie.
Bumblebee tuna.
Which is it's just a weird combination. Soundwave, which I know Jason had episode or few ago. But
Your turn.
he's pretty cool, and he's got the addition of Ravage's little thinger that goes on his gun, which I'm not a fan of.
This gun?
It's cool.
This is cool.
They should have gave him two of
Now it's
those.
broken.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure, but
Because that part goes on the gun that he holds and not the one that goes on his shoulder.
right.
And so that makes him look weird.
But we're not experts.
I also got the Ravage, the same line. It was okay. He turns into a brick.
Oh yeah.
So good for throwing through windows.
Look
Stuff
at
like
those
that.
little missiles.
He's not bad. Like he looks okay in that mode. But
Yeah.
and he does fit into Soundwave.
This is one of like this robot mold is one of the best ones. Like,
Yeah.
Just everything
Just
about it is just
Don't look at his other form.
His alt
Yeah.
mode is
This
one of
coffee
the worst
table?
of all
yeah,
time.
the coffee table, the what's his name? Green Goblin's
Oh
Sled.
the
sled. Yeah, like yeah, it's terrible. But the robot form
And it's a pain in the ass to actually get him into it.
the robot form though of this one is spectacular. Like it is so good. Like the legs look awesome. I mean everything about this one just looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, having
Yeah.
him fit into that is great.
Yeah.
Even
It
if
has to.
even if it is a cube, it's still awesome that you
Yeah.
can open that up and he's in there.
I mean, and you got to kind of like open the back of him and put him in because it's harder from the front.
Sorry.
He's rabid.
Yeah.
Put him down.
Then I also got the Studio Series Shockwave, which would have been so much cooler if it was that size.
It's a core class.
It's core class, which is interesting.
Red Rocket.
He looks badass.
Dog boner.
His alt mode is better than Soundwave.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't make him a gun, but they make him a little tank thing, and it's not bad, especially for something that small.
Something that small, no kidding.
And his transformation's it's not super complicated, but it's
He looks cool though.
kind of difficult to get everything to line up right, just like it is with Soundwave.
Yeah.
There's some tabs that have to go together, but like aren't really supported by anything else.
Right now he's playing the role of troll in the Harry Potter Transfiguration class.
Yeah. And his gun isn't actually permanently attached to his hand. It comes off, but it looks good when he's holding it. It looks like it is, his arm.
Yeah.
And then the boxes, I should have brought the boxes down too, but are adorable because they're tiny. Like the whole thing is this size.
Oh, nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah. The downside is like you can't put them back in the box because there's no plastic to hold them in place. Which is, I mean, I like that they're changing it so there isn't plastic in them anymore, but that's kind of the downside.
Yeah, the plastic, like the bubbles inside the boxes, you pretty much have to destroy them to get the transformers out of some of them.
Some of them, but when you want to put them back into the box to display, if you don't have those, like they just fall to the bottom and out of the way.
And these little core class ones, it still has an open window, and they're just kind of like tied to the back. And there's pictures online. You could take it right out of there if you pull. Like,
I mean, they're tied in like with 45 little plastic ties.
Yeah,
so you probably break it, pulling it out.
Just like a scalpel and just like do some surgery.
Got it. Yeah,
Cool.
it's cool though.
That's all I have this time. Well, there's this that Jason just gave me to put together, but which I don't know if you talked about.
Is that Rumbler?
Not on the show. I did a little unboxing video, but
Okay. Which is the Metal Earth,
Rumble?
kind of. It's not actually Metal Earth, but I don't know. Rumble metal thing.
yeah, I always wanted a Rumble with the pile driving arms, and it was a nice cheap little version to get that.
I'll probably make a video out of that or live stream it or something.
Yeah, one of those metal ones. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Which I got a few of the other guys up here.
So is that a model kit or is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. Thanks for doing that for me.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
In the year 2000.
All right, I got some stuff too.
Oh yeah, forgot you were here.
Yeah. Hey. I
Now
too.
on to the topic.
Well, speaking of Soundwave, I have his arch enemy and awesome guy, brand new out here. We got Kingdom's Blaster.
Blaster.
He's super awesome for lots of reasons. He's my toy of the year so far. I love his transformation. I love little things like his legs and the extra speakers, and they turn, and that's neat. He has the opening chest, and he comes with eject, rewind, eject, rewind, eject.
Be kind.
One of those two.
Anyway, he's a great
Rewind.
little dude. Clear plastic. It's awesome, but it's neat. And we talked about this on our Facebook group. I think Turnip posted a picture of it, but I just love it. But on the original Blaster, they had the little tabs that bring his hand out of his forearm, that slide his hand out. Well, on this version, yes, not that move, but sort of.
But that move.
But even on this version, they still molded that little lever slider on the forearm. It's just amazing. It's a dumb little thing they didn't have to do, and I just love it. Anyway, passing around.
If I would have thought about
show
you
it to the screen, but
if I would have thought about you bringing that up, I would have not put him away.
Yeah.
The other one.
We got this on our little hunt the other day, our impromptu hunt. I picked this one up for Ren too, which it's still in the box downstairs and will remain that way.
Yeah, don't tell Ren
Yeah.
because he's listening.
Fuck you, Shockwave. Fuck you, no, fuck you, Blaster. Fuck you, Sandwich. Yeah, fuck you.
Here you go, Spooty.
Dramatization may not have happened.
And then the Alternator's quest for completion
All
continues.
tomatoes.
I got a couple more. Pretty gosh darn excited about it.
How many you got left?
I have more to come. After these two, I'll have five more, and then on the next video, you're probably going to see another one. So I really only have four, but
Nice. But four left to complete the
Spoiler.
line.
and these two here were stupid. I got lucky. They're both $15
Why your voice gets so high?
because I'm so excited.
Because it was
Anyway,
so
this
good.
gun couldn't
Fuck
stay
you,
in there, but
Optimus Prime.
I got Optimus Prime, Alternator. He's awesome.
Good, you can stop
cool.
bugging me about getting mine.
Yeah, that's true. Again, he was $15.
Yeah,
He
how
has
much should he have been?
it depends.
Fitty.
50 to
Yeah.
80.
Yeah.
and then
They were like
$20
$20 when they came out.
Yeah, but I mean,
Right.
on the secondary market, like you can't touch them usually for less than $50.
But he was complete. He's got a couple dots on his roof and a little mark on his door, which doesn't affect me because I keep him in robot mode.
So like hail
It's
damage?
from
or-
no, it's
Battle
from like,
damage.
the parking lot.
Yeah, parking
Somebody-
lot ding.
somebody- yeah.
Totally.
Somebody
Keyed
hit
him.
it with
Somebody
a
keyed him.
Maybe
somebody hit it
it'll-
with a shopping cart.
Maybe it'll come out. I haven't messed with it yet, but.
Yeah.
And then we did a little unboxing of this guy at our show the other day.
yeah.
You'll have found that online, but just love this mold a lot. Previous episode, we got him in Rodimus, but this is Mirage in the same mold, but these colors are just, that blue is just beautiful, and that Ford GT, it's one of Corey's favorite cars.
It is.
And
Fantastic car.
he's just freaking beautiful. I love him a lot. Comes with his engine splits into 2 guns, which isn't super normal, but
That's cool.
yeah.
Pew pew.
Oh, he's so great. He's so awesome. I love it. Yes, so there's
Yeah, fuck both of you guys.
yeah, these big toys. I sure do love it. So yeah, I got a few more working on it. It was on my, list. New Year's resolutions. That's the word.
To complete them.
I want to complete this line this year. I'm working on it, and that's that.
Well, maybe you'll find some when we go on tour.
Oh, I know. Well, I hope I have some left by the time I go on tour, so I have something to look for. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
No,
There's definitely going to be some left. The rest of them are 50, 50, 50, and then 80, 80-ish. So it's up there, but
you're
that's all
also
right.
getting down to the end of the line, so
Exactly.
spending a little bit more on a few of them
It's totally
when you got
fine.
because you kind of recoup some of that cost by only spending $15 each on those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
It's an addict's way of looking at it.
Yeah, now I'm free to spend $50 on this one because
Majority
really
of it.
I've got 65 in 2 of them.
This guy's bundled some toys before.
Yes.
All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's get into our topic today: vintage toys
Roundhouse.
in the pop culture. So yeah, everyone who watched the Super Bowl except Spooty
Who
got
didn't
to
watch it?
see this amazing. I just wasn't ready at all.
Not 1 hour.
I guess there was Barbie in there too, but like
That
all
was the
Cares.
main thing. It was Barbie's
Oh, yeah.
commercial.
But all I saw
all.
was Motu. Elgin,
Yes.
did you
Jason.
love it?
I did. It was awesome. Amanda was watching it with me, and she's like commenting that when she was a kid, because it was about Barbie's dream house.
Oh yeah,
So she was like, "Yeah, that's what we used to do. We used to play with He-Man and Barbies together." And she's commenting that it was, funny that they did the exact same thing,
awesome.
But they had the origin Grayskull there with little
Yeah.
additions with like glowing eyes and fire and stuff. Just
Yeah, it was
little
pretty cool.
candles and stuff on it, but it was cool. And they even had the origin He-Man Skeletor with his open mouth, and like they made animation with that too.
They
and
did.
Stuff. So he was like,
They're
"Yep, up
they're
on the shelf
on
there."
The shelf there.
Those two guys, and yeah, it was awesome just to see,
Just to know that billions of
Yeah.
people were looking at these toys
Yeah.
with you, and it was like, all right,
yeah, it was awesome to see that. So
it was.
it was a good commercial. They did a good job on
Playing
using the
with
toys
in
to
commercials.
capture the
to
spirit of
sell
the
houses.
toy.
I guess I don't
Right,
know.
yeah, there's
Yeah, I don't
The
remember what it was
mortgage
about.
company.
Oh yeah, Rocket Mortgage.
Using
Red Rocket
an
Mortgage.
app. Yeah, an app to buy houses. I guess.
So I feel, if I remember, were you the one who came up with this topic? Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, blaming
Maybe.
it on you. What
Okay.
what
Yeah.
are you guys' favorite moments in history where you see some vintage
So-
toys? I know you've done a lot of good research. So
Well, the
let
first
you lead this.
when we talked about this, the very first thing that popped into my mind was the movie The Toy, which is like
with Robin Williams.
no, it's
Yeah.
like that's toys.
Oh, okay.
It's like it's like the most politically incorrect movie in the world. It would get
wonder you love
blacklisted today. Like there is no way if someone handed a script to anyone today with this premise, no fucking way it would get made. It's Richard Pryor, Jackie Gleason, and some kid nobody remembers. And has anybody ever seen this movie, The Toy, Richard
No,
Pryor
I've
movie?
not. I've not seen
It's
it.
hilarious. Richard Pryor is hilarious as always, and Jackie Gleason's awesome.
Yes.
It was made in 1982, so just barely pre like G.I. Joe and Motu and
They
Transformers.
would Motu like Grayskull just released in '82.
Yeah, and so did G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
The early G.I. Joe's 82 was the straight arm year. So like, and obviously they're not making that movie right in 1982. They probably started in 81,
Right.
80, 81, whatever. But the premise of the movie is Richard Pryor can't find a job, and Jackie Gleason, like he's trying to get a job at Jackie Gleason's company. Like he's a journalist and he wants a job at his magazine or newspaper or something, but they don't hire black people, and so he gets a job instead as a cleaning lady, and keeps talking about like I'm a cleaning lady and like dresses in a French maid suit. Anyway. And so he's cleaning the store, one of the stores that the guy owns, and he's in the toy department, and this guy has a kid, and the kid's in town for his 1 week of visitation for the whole year, and he sees Richard, and the rich dad who doesn't have time for the kid says, you can have anything in the store you want, and so he sees Richard Pryor, and he's like, I want him. And there's like this whole thing, like this whole scene about like, can you buy people anymore? Like,
Oh my goodness.
so like the whole premise of the movie is, this kid that nobody remembers buys Richard Pryor, the black dude who can't get anywhere in life, and like it's just ridiculous. But there are a lot of toys in the movie. It's
Toy Story.
like it's all pre 1982 stuff, so it's a lot of like it's Barbie and like just a lot of stuff. But that's like the first movie that came to my mind because there are a lot of toys represented in that movie. The second movie that came to my mind was Flight of the Navigator. Because I love the movie for one, and for two, like when he lands in the future and NASA takes him and sticks him in his knot prison, they give him a whole bunch of toys to play with.
They're just on his bed, like
Yeah,
in boxes.
like boxes and boxes stacked on his bed of G.I. Joe and Motu and like just like, and there's Transformers. There's all kinds of stuff in there, and I actually watched that movie like 6 months ago because I just love it so much. I wanted to show it to Ren, and he loved it. And I have another son named Oren, which I have literally never talked about on the show. And my wife brought that up the other day. She's like, I hope Oren never listens to this because as far as he's concerned,
That was
he
the first
doesn't
time.
exist. He's also like he just turned 2 and doesn't really play with anything besides his boogers and
Right.
whatever is
Just
on
like
the
Dad.
floor. Yeah.
Wait a few more years.
So anyway, Flight of the Navigator. There's a lot of good stuff in that.
I haven't seen that in like 20 years.
It's on Disney Plus. and
Is
it's,
it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
I also I didn't watch fully, but I watched some of the like more key moments in Big with Tom Hanks, and I watched some of the key moments in
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. But
Yeah, in Big, when he goes to the toy room, like there's when he actually starts working for the company for Robert Louis.
yeah,
He's set in this toy room to just play with toys.
yeah,
Several vehicles, Motu vehicles. There's Spydor.
yeah.
There's Night Stalker, Blasterhawk, Roton, Bashosaurus. I actually have all of these as vintage toys.
Oh.
I thought about just bringing them all in, but it's like that was
Yeah,
It's so
that's
much
a
stuff.
Big box.
it's just been
Yeah.
a box of vehicles.
When I was watching that today, I was like, "Oh yeah, there's Spydor's legs like sticking
Yep.
up in the air in
Yeah.
this scene, and there's
You
what
can-
Night
Night
Stalker
Stalker,
is like
the
on the
little-
back of
the
the
whole
couch."
horse,
and-
yes.
Yeah,
But yeah, you can really see Blasterhawk, which I think I talked about on one of our shows when
Mhm.
I picked it up. That's because it's a large vehicle, a 2-part vehicle, and Bashosaurus is in there too, and it's just they're. I was trying to look through other, like in his room, like when he's before he gets big. There's probably other toys there, but I don't think there was anything Motu related.
There's Brave Star.
Brave Star, yeah.
There's the
Yeah.
G.I. Joe Devilfish.
yeah. That's
that's in
right after he transforms. He jumps down off
Okay.
of his bed.
Yeah.
There's a close up of his feet, and that's the gay toys I was going to talk about.
Oh, the
That you've
Laser
got on your
Force.
phone. Yes, I had. I forgot about all of those until like looking through that page and watching the movie today. I was like, oh shit, I had like it was a line of toys called Laser Force, and it was vehicles like they're 3 3/4 scale, so they fit with all my G.I. Joe stuff, and they were made by a company called Gay Toys, and they made whatever that thing's called. I don't
It's
remember.
the gold chrome variant Laser Force spaceship. From
Yeah.
Toys,
So they made that, and they made whatever that is. I don't
Tank.
remember it.
Laser
Yeah,
Force
some
tank.
tank. And then there was another thing that Gay Toys had that like there were two other things. There was like an F-15 and so anyway, yeah, Andrew from Virginia, if you're listening to this episode, you sent me some stuff and I got it, and thank you so much. I forgot to message you back. But you were asking about that. So those red missiles that were in the picture that you sent that I said there's from some toy line, I don't remember what, it's from Gay Toys, and it's like the Thunderhawk is the name of the plane. Did a lot of research today on Google. I typed in Gay Toys and did not
prepared.
Not disappointed.
I mean, I knew what was going to happen, but it took a little bit of scrolling to find some actual toys and names of things, and then finally I'm like, oh yeah.
I see
And
what
then I could get a little more specific with my toys. And so, incidentally, if you type in Gay Toys Red Rocket, you are not going to get.
Oh my goodness.
Even worse.
But they were red rockets that he asked
Right,
me
right,
about.
And the Princess, so Big was made in '88. That's about the end of the line
Yeah.
for Motu. That's why there's a lot of Motu stuff from '87 in there. Those
Yeah.
vehicles are a lot
So
from
much.
there. The Princess Bride was made in '87. It's basically
There's
Fred
a lot of good stuff.
It's
in
Fred
that.
Savage's
Yeah.
room, and his room is loaded with
Stacked.
toys.
Yeah, which I noticed one
tons of
spot,
stuff.
like it's there's like a quick shot of it, but it was like the big purple mask helicopter thing. I don't remember what it's called, but it was like up on I don't even know if it made it onto that page, but it was like up
Yeah.
on a shelf, like on the top of a bookshelf. I'm like, oh,
Probably.
holy shit, that's the
Yeah.
so-
The Motu stuff I saw there's Battle Armor He-Man with Battle Cat, Grizzlor, Spikor, Leech, Webstor, Landshark, Spider, Hordak, a lot of the Evil Horde, a lot of
Yeah, I saw like Grizzlor is like right there on the shelf.
He's
like,
the
really
big furry
easy to see.
guy.
The Tribble with arms and legs.
Yeah. And a lot of those were late in the line as well, 86, 87. So it makes sense that they were used. They just came out. So, but yeah, that room is just packed with stuff. Not only Motu, but like
What
video
is this,
games. And
what is
other-
this Motu Laser Blazer thing that I?
3D holographic stickers.
Yeah, they're stickers.
Oh, is that what that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'd never heard of that. So
They're like color forms, 3D color
Yeah.
forms. Yeah.
Right.
You could just put them on stickers and stuff. Put them on stuff. So I didn't bring it up because it wasn't a toy. But it's like he only has like one of them in his room there. I was
yeah,
more
whoever
focused on the
like,
actual.
whoever that
vintage
page you
toys.
sent us, whoever like made that,
Yeah,
like,
he did a lot
really
of work.
did some. Yeah, like had to did a lot of pausing and zooming and.
Yeah. and I was like squinting, even looking at the pictures. I'm like,
Maybe you should plug that page.
yeah, it's
Branded in the 80s.com. That's 80s.
Yeah. And even like his pictures, I was like squinting. I'm like, is that actually the toy there?
Right.
Oh yeah, okay. I
There
can
it
see
is.
it now. I
You
can
see
see
a
it.
leg.
Yeah, yeah 'cause I see it. I see a faint color of something. Another one from the 80s, Monster Squad in 87. If you
So,
in a lot of it's a lot of horror stuff.
Yep. A lot of posters.
because-
a lot of.
yeah.
mhm.
Obviously because it's Monster Squad, but in their little treehouse area, there are some Motu figures up on the shelf by the camera where the guy takes a picture of this guy's sister. Spoiler if you haven't seen that
That's
movie,
one
I
of the better
guess.
parts.
There's Roboto, Mantana, and Leech, all from two from the Evil Horde Evil Horde, and then the Warrior. So, but they're like very much in shadow, and you can kind of just see like the silhouette of those figures that are up there.
There's some Inhumanoids.
Yeah, there's
in
like
there,
a lot
too.
of horror stuff, just because of what it was.
Yeah.
The last one I have is the Christmas favorite, Silent Night, Deadly Night
Yeah.
from '84. It's in a toy store when he's working there, and there's a Box Castle Grayskull up on the shelf, just as he walks past it, and then there's like another display of like kites because they used to sell pretty much everything you put Master Universe on. They had that display out there too, which I thought was cool. That some guy was like walking through the store and looking at stuff on a video, and it was just like pausing. Okay, well this is a Smurf. This is da da da. games and stuff. So, but I saw that and I was like, okay, I gotta mention that one. So, which you've probably seen, Jason, maybe several
Yes.
times.
Yes, I have.
as a horror film. And
I remember that's the same movie, right, where Santa Claus is the killer and he's like naughty and yeah, okay. So I remember seeing that. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I remember seeing that movie for the first time when I was like 10 or 12 years old, like watching it with some friends. Well, yeah, at their house when obviously we weren't supposed to be because there's like a lot of bloodshed and gratuitous nudity in it, but like that movie stuck with me for the last 30 years, like just Santa Claus going naughty and then stabbing the shit out of people. Yeah.
an axe. He was like,
Yeah. Oh, was it an axe? I don't remember.
It's
I just
hanging
remember,
up on the
yeah,
wall.
I
You
remember the
kinda see
naughty
it. It's
part
like
and
a
him
fire
killing
axe.
people.
Yeah. He takes down and starts murdering people.
Yeah. I didn't remember that there were toys in that movie.
Well, it's set in a toy store, I think, or like a.
Oh, that
list
makes
of-
sense. It's Christmas time.
And he's like the kid, the blonde kid, or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
think
the new employee there, and they're like showing him around. And there's,
I think at that point in my life, I already had the toys, and I was more concerned with all the boobs.
of course. Yeah. yeah.
I would probably watch it now though to see the toys.
Yeah, and we watch it.
Make my wife watch it with me. That's a good idea.
For sure, for sure.
That's all I had for.
What about
for
you,
Motu
Jason?
stuff.
Or Spoody? Jason or Spoody?
There was one that had a lot of Transformers. I thought there was one of the movie. Was it The Explorers?
Oh, that might have been it.
I thought that had. I feel like that had some in there.
I don't think I've ever seen that
It's a
movie.
good movie. Ethan
The
Hawke. I think a young Ethan
Explorers.
Hawke is in it, and
Yeah, it's a Joe Dante movie from 1985.
they build a spaceship basically and go and meet aliens.
It has the GoBots, Super
Oh.
GoBot Psycho guy, that little car.
Yeah, I had that.
I thought there's one. Maybe.
This
Yeah.
podcast has made me remember a lot of toys that I had that I
There was a Laserbeak or Buzzsaw. They couldn't really tell
yeah.
if it was
Right.
red or orange necessarily.
Oh, is it the same toy?
It's the same toy, yeah,
Repaint.
just different
Okay.
colors, a little different stickers, but the bird that comes with
Yeah,
Soundwave.
yeah.
I thought there was one that had like some Transformer walkie-talkies. One of those movies on that list. Maybe it was
Maybe.
The Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah.
Well, more recently,
Hmm.
the show The Goldbergs,
Oh yeah.
which I had never watched before. I knew that I knew what the premise. I knew it was set in the 80s. I know it's like based on this guy's life.
Oh, is that it?
Sorry. Go ahead. Keep going.
And it's
Yeah.
pretty funny. It's kind of narrated by Patton Oswalt. And like he says specifically something about like, well, the mom is like saying something to the kid about playing with his toy robots, and the kid says, "Those are GoBots, and someday they're going to be worth millions." And then Patton Oswalt over the top goes, "They're not." But I knew kind of what was going on with that show, and I knew there were a lot of toys in it, and so I watched a few episodes today while I was kind of trying to put my son down for a nap. Oren, the other son that I have that exists. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to kind of look it up. But there's like a lot of stuff in there. There's, I know like the big thing that happened when everybody caught fire on the Facebook G.I. Joe groups was that like there's a flag, a USS flag in the show.
Cool.
But there's like an Alf in one scene. There's Castle Grayskull. He's got a bunch of G.I. Joes and a bunch of Transformers stuff. Like the thing that really stood out to me about that show is that no kid in the 80s, like nobody's bedrooms looked like that.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah,
didn't.
it's-
Like
it's a
my
s- a
toys were
set.
either scattered all over the floor or
Yeah.
shoved in a toy box. Like
Yeah.
I did not pick my toys up and pose them anywhere on my shelves
Right.
at any point when I was a small child who played with toys. Like that's not how.
They were on the floor, and then, hey, mom, dad are coming home. Better pick up really fast, and then dump it in the toy box.
Yeah,
like
no.
it was just like or under the bed. Just like push it in the closet or whatever, so that the floor is clean.
Yeah.
That's literally like, and then you just pull it back all out, and it's all on the floor.
Not my house. In my house, it was, oh, mom's coming home, close the door, and then get yelled at for 20 minutes a day for the next 2 weeks to clean my room before she finally threatens to throw everything out, realize she paid a bunch of money for this stuff and puts it away for me.
Yeah.
There is
my
one
parents
scene in
never
the
put away our
Goldbergs.
toys either.
Yeah, my mom, she would just eventually get so frustrated that she'd just come and clean it up for me. But I mean, I was pretty bad, but I did clean it a few times by myself. But yeah, literally never did I ever have any toys out like on bookshelves or anything like.
Yeah. We didn't
pose
even
and-
have bookshelves like to do
Yeah,
that
so like
with.
this is definitely, it's television, it's staged, all that sort of thing. But like, yeah, no kids' room looked like that.
Yeah.
There is one particular scene, I don't remember what season or whatever, but like he's got a vintage. He's got a G1 Megatron and Optimus Prime, and he's like fighting with them and stuff, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, if you want to see a lot of cool toys, there's like 9 seasons of it. But yeah, the Goldbergs, it's a good show.
It's pretty funny.
It's funny,
Seen a
and
few
yeah, there's a lot of good vintage toy action in that show.
Cool.
And speaking of other television shows, that 70s show,
Yeah.
he had the Star Wars
Oh yeah, yeah.
question, but apparently some of them are not from the 70s.
Oh really?
Yeah, some of them are newer. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh well. It's Star Wars. It doesn't matter. Right?
yeah, nobody cares.
No.
There's some in here that like their knees bend, so like those are definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also like a background thing, right? Nobody's gonna notice except that somebody noticed.
I think that like he actually like had them in an episode. I don't
okay.
remember it, but
Yeah.
Oh, and then
because that picture was actually from the episode, so
Okay.
it was pretty visible.
the other thing that I completely forgot about until right now is that in the show Community,
Oh yeah.
there's an entire episode that is like 100% like G.I. Joe.
Really?
Yeah, like the whole, like they have like the figures, like they use the figures as the characters, and like there's like a whole episode that's completely like G.I. Joe based.
Nice.
I must have blacked out when I watched that one.
Yeah, like that.
Because I watched that entire series.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
wow.
in like
Every
it's somewhere
episode.
around the 4th or 5th season, I
Okay.
think. And that show, the first 3 seasons of it were awesome.
Yeah.
And then
It kind of.
it started going downhill, and then like the last season was shit. Like it's terrible.
Watched
And
that one.
so yeah, there is a G.I. Joe episode that's like completely, and it's so like that show's like pretty random anyway, but that episode specifically like super random. So
Yeah.
I've been trying to think. I've been brain farting for 10 minutes now, but just this last weekend, Joe Bob Briggs does a show on Shudder now called The Last Drive-In, and it's awesome. And he just had a Valentine's Day special, and one of the movies they watched was Black Roses, which was a shitty movie from the 80s. But in the show, because a lot of my friends were all live tweeting and all talking, and then on this in the movie, this little boy, he's playing with a scare glow, and he totally is just do, and I can't remember if he gets it melted in the fire or not, but like I'm just like, that's a vintage scare glow right there. Oh my god, I was freaking out. It was awesome.
no, don't ruin it. Don't.
I know. I'm like, play lighter. It's right there. It's real. But anyway, that was super cool.
I have to watch that. I haven't seen that movie.
Black Roses.
Yeah, it's about this band, this metal band that
course.
moves from town to town, and they might be Satan worshiping.
Guys.
That
Demon
sounds like a
turning-
comic book that I know of,
Oh.
that I've heard of.
Oh, the Tales of the Adventures of X-Ray Mary.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, anybody got more? You got more? getting moving
In
on.
recent movies, there was Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You just said.
Yeah. I mean, there's the whole like she drops into a blockbuster,
Yeah.
which isn't really toys,
But it was nostalgic for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Great.
some video games.
Mhm.
There was like a Space Invaders and a Pac-Man machine, some pinball. There's some Nerf guns, Game Boy Color, and a koosh ball. Apparently.
Oh, I remember those things.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't. It's been a while since I've watched it. Apparently, there's a Happy Days lunchbox that has some importance in the movie. So
Really?
Oh yeah, that was the other thing about.
I don't
Speaking
I don't
of-
remember.
Yeah.
things in the background. The toy when they're like having the whole scene about should we or should we not buy this person. Like Richard Pryor is standing in between these two dudes, and they're like telling him, "Well, he wants you to come home. We'll pay you." And he's like, they just keep stuffing money into his hands. He's like, "It's feeling a little light. It's feeling a little light," and it's a really funny scene. But like one of the super cringy moments for me was like also there was like a very prominently displayed Confederate flag right above Richard Pryor's head in the background. And it's like a super cringy, but it's Richard Pryor, so it's hilarious. And he had like a huge hand in the story and the script and everything, and so it's just like everything that Richard Pryor did in the '80s was fucking funny. But Big, the other thing like about that movie was that it was like watching that movie again, like taking me way down memory lane. Like there's a scene where he's in the focus group room with all the little kids, and he's just like bouncing around the room on a pogo ball. And pogo balls are something I had completely forgotten about, and it's like the number of times I twisted my fucking ankles and skinned my knees and like cracked my head playing with one of those things. And it's just like there's a lot of like that's a really good one to watch to get like a really good feel for hey, look at all this stuff.
The Boy Who Could Fly.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one again. It's one that I love.
So that has a ton of Joes in it.
Yeah.
Not only that, like a scene where he's like burying him outside, and it rains, and he's like trying to dig him out of the mud. And,
I
like,
looked
it's
through some
very emotional.
screenshots
It's
today, and like, I need to. I'm gonna watch that one again. It's not on any of my streaming services, so I'll have to pirate it somewhere. But there's
I mean, find legally somewhere.
Yeah, find legally somewhere on this website called Movie Kids.
Findlegal.com.
Hold on, I'll get you the moviekids.tv is where I watch all this stuff. Like if it's not on one of my streaming services. So
maybe one last thing before we move on. I just thought of another thing. Oh, do you think something too?
Well, with that movie, one
yeah.
last thing. That movie, I would like when I was a kid. I really wanted one of those little the pedal cars that the whatever they are, big wheels.
Big wheel.
Yeah.
Because he like decked it out at the movie.
Yeah.
And he's got like squirt guns and with like piss in it and stuff. He's like shooting the bullies and he's like got all this stuff. And he's like doing breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah,
seeing that is like, and once again, it's a Fred Savage movie with he's the kid.
Yeah.
And it's like all these stories.
The big wheel with a
and you'd probably
handbrake.
still fit on a
Probably.
big wheel.
Probably would.
Oh, and Webster was another one. The show Webster.
Oh yeah.
That one had there were a lot of GI Joes in that show. I didn't look anything up, but I remember specifically watching that as a kid and thinking like, I remember he had the APC and he had it like full of GI Joes or like 20 of them in there and like just playing on the table in the living room and stuff. But yeah. But
What?
yeah, that big wheel with the handbrake, like I never had one either, but the neighbor kid did, and oh my god, that thing was so much fun.
So fun.
Yeah.
I thought of one more thing. There's one of my directors that I love a lot, Joe Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
He sneaks a little Wicket Ewok Star Wars vintage figure into every one of his movies.
Oh yeah,
So it's like a fun little Easter egg to try to find.
is it kind of like the pineapple and what's that show, Psych?
Being the only guy who's ever watched that show.
Oh, okay. They sneak a pineapple into every episode of that show, apparently.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's not a toy, and it's not an Ewok, which Ewoks suck, but whatever.
But it's a toy. All right. Anyway.
Good time to end that one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
okay.
Ewoks suck.
So let's take a
They're
quick
worse
little,
than Jar Jar Binks.
take a quick little break, tell you about our podcast network. Check it out.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we're back. Time to get off your phones, effers. It's time for Elgin to take us down south. Here we go.
All right, on my way down south.
To BJ Town.
After that, we're gonna go.
Yeehaw!
After that pit stop to
Hazard County.
might get hogged out and railroaded.
I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. The toy store we're going to is called Totally Rad Toyhouse. That's in 2519 Nolansville Pike, Nashville, Tennessee. Which we did play a show there a while back in Nashville.
While back.
A while back now. There, I said
The Tennessees.
in Nashville.
Yep.
Tons of vintage stuff. G.I. Joes, Motu, Thundercats, Transformers, just bags of stuff they have hanging on there, and just
You got a
just
lot
to
of
go
cool
and-
toys there.
Yeah, look at their website on Instagram or and find them out there. Right?
As I'm flipping through the pictures of their toys on their Facebook page, I'm just like, suddenly I'm like,
Yeah.
how long have I been doing this?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, there's so many.
Yeah.
I want to see the next one. I want to see
Even
the
a
next
Google search of it with all their pictures
Yeah.
there it has a lot of stuff that would be cool to stuff hanging and stuff just
Mhm.
everywhere. Behind glass stuff, tons of vintage stuff. So check it out. It's at 2519 Nolansville Pike, Nashville, Tennessee. Totally Rad Toyhouse.
Totally Rad Toyhouse.
So it's
Thanks, Elgin. All right, time to move over to Corey with some talking toys.
We asked the question. What are your favorite moments in pop culture with having the toys and all that kind of stuff and blah 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 blah. Tad brought up Tad Good brought up Silent Night, Deadly Night also.
Great
And
minds think alike.
when I first looked at this, like this screenshot that he posted, I was having a really hard time figuring out what it is. His comment was the obvious one to me is the Ira Toy Store scene in Silent Night, Deadly Night. And then he posted a picture with an arrow to what appears to be a gremlin, I believe. But before I zoomed in, it looked like a pair of oddly placed pantyhose
Oh,
with like a total crotch shot, like super 70s crotch shot. Brian Clark mouthed off about it.
I'm sure he did.
No, he replied, he said, getting a good look at the original Kenner Big Chap alien figure on shelves is awesome. The thing I noticed personally about that screen grab was the Stompers figure, or the Stompers box, which Stompers, if you don't know, I think we've talked about them before, but they're like little monster trucks that were battery powered. You just turn them on. And they came with these tracks that you could set up, and like there were lots of several different sets, and you could combine them all and make like a giant set. And I think I had one or two of those sets, but basically you turn the trucks on and they race each other around this thing, and they were really cool. Like I played with that a lot when I was a kid. And yeah, there's a Stompers box there, and whatever dumb fucking thing Brian mentioned, and Abe Kirshner says the only one that comes to my mind is the Power Glove in The Wizard. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Wizard. That was a
Once again, Fred Savage making.
yeah, that was a good movie when I was a kid. I wonder if it holds up.
I'm sure it does.
Probably.
Andrew Harrison's Elliot introducing a few of his guys to E.T., Hammerhead, and Greedo. And so, and then there, in that movie, Elliot's also like playing with like some Star Wars toys. He's playing with Luke and Yoda.
There's a
and,
lot of Star Wars in that.
yeah, and there's like that one scene where and there's other scene. There's like that scene, and then another scene when they're trick or treating when E.T. like seems like he recognizes Yoda. Like, oh, I know that guy.
Right.
Which then
So
fast forward to the
it's
Phantom Menace.
yeah, you fast forward to the Phantom Menace, and there's like a whole in the
In the Senate.
the Senate scene. There's like a whole tub full of ETs hanging out.
They're like, woo!
Tub full of
They're
Yeah.
probably pointing, I guess, because
That's what they do.
Yeah, so there's that ignited a whole big thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. There's a lot of good toys in ET, and we didn't mention that one.
mainly Star Wars, which makes sense with
Let's
Senor
see.
Spielbergo.
Let's see. Brian Clark says, take a deep breath and check your gag reflex. Corey, he didn't say that part. I know how much you love these. And then he made up a bunch of words. In the 1970s, Godzilla vs. Hedorah, precocious protagonist Ken Yano can be seen playing with a collection of kaiju toys from Bullmark, including Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Baragon, Ultraman, and even the money-eating monster Kanagon from Ultra Q. That small handful of figures, if they were in mint condition today, would easily fetch several $1,000s. Precocious protagonist, there's a $4 word.
Isn't that 2 words?
Protagonist is $3. Yeah. So that's what Brian had to say, and like I said, he just made up a bunch of words. And then from the universe of the Instant Grams, Carnivius, some dude that looks in a very, very tiny picture on my phone like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
He's from England, I think.
He says, did you see that Super Bowl ad for something called Rocket Mortgage that had Barbie and Motu Origins toys in it? We did, sir. We did. Something called Rocket Mortgage is exactly the way that we were discussing it, too.
Yeah. I think the app was called Rocket Homes.
Red Rocket.
Red Rocket Homes.
Yeah. Just,
God, no.
just Red Rocket.
It's like a sex shop app.
No, he kind of looks like, what's his name? The guy that does a bunch of voices for The Simpsons. Yeah, he kind of looks like, here, if you can't really see him, he kind of looks like Hank Azaria in that tiny little picture.
Yeah, and until you actually look at him, yeah.
Scott Robertson is the guy's name.
All right, hey Scott, shout out to Scott Robertson for noticing the thing that we all noticed, but it's he does look. Oh, he's like a cross between Hank Azaria and what's his name from what's the Community? What's that guy's name?
Yeah.
What's his name? What's his fucking name?
That guy.
Like the lead actor in Community and was on the Soup.
I'm not helping him.
He was in the Mixed Nuts
Come
commercial.
on. It's like if Hank Azaria and that dude had a love child. It's Scott.
It is.
They're both very handsome men, Scott.
Thank you,
Yes,
Scott.
that's what I'm trying to get to.
That's it from the Facebook and the Instagrams verse, and we didn't have anything from the Twitterverse. So
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone
that's talking
for
toys.
leaving them comments.
Joel McHale.
Joel McHale.
sure
Yes,
was.
there we go. I don't know why I couldn't remember that.
Before we go today, I definitely want to encourage everyone to go and leave us a review on that iTunes Apple Music place. And
we
I
have 2 of them now, right?
I know. I was going to read one. This is the first one we ever got. It's from this Jake Book 1990.
Who's that?
Never heard of him.
We should get him on the show.
5 stars. More than meets the eye. A fantastic podcast that covers all the bases. Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Transformers, pop figures. This show has it all. The hosts of the show are very passionate and knowledgeable about their respective collections, and when you're done listening, you can't help but want to take a trip to the toy store.
Which is true, because he's constantly sending us messages
really
with
is.
pictures of stuff that he's buying. He found
Whoever that guy is.
He found for me recently. He's like, hey, I'm at this toy store. He's got this whole bucket of like vehicles that are shells mostly. He's like, he wants $20 for the whole thing. You want it? I was like, yeah, I do. So he picked that up for me. So like, hopefully we'll be near enough to him when we go out on tour.
I
They'll
think
be able
he
to
has a figure for me.
pick that up.
He has
Yeah.
an Evil and Super
think we
7
will.
figure.
Yeah, and I've got I still have a whole set of the Dollar Tree mini Motu minifigs for him, and so yeah, we'll have to find him. And
So if you're on them internets, definitely stop by, give us one of them reviews.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. Also, stop by patreon.com/cracktasticplastic. Check out those tiers. Think about leaving us some dollares if you like what we're doing. And that's it, guys. That's
hey,
it.
we get cryptocurrency too.
Yeah, let's get out of here. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right,
Let's go watch some of them movies we talked
Oh,
about.
yeah.
I'm
That
hungry.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Well, bye, everybody.
Later.
Bye. See you later.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. and visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.
Finger guns.